Now, tell me as a matter of interest, when I press record, does it show on your screen?
It
Any?
does.
It
Yeah.
does.
Mm.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so that people in my class can see that it's been recorded. That's good. Yeah. So, talk to me, sir.
I don't know what's been happening. Anything exciting? You're the one who's doing all the exciting things.
You're the one that's going to work every day.
Doesn't mean it's exciting.
Fair enough. Yeah. I actually I posted my 5-minute video yesterday, but I'm not sure if I sent you the link.
Oh yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, did I
Yeah.
send it to you? Okay.
No, you didn't send it to me, but I saw it anyway. Yeah.
Oh, do you get an email from YouTube?
Yeah, it just came up in the alerts on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So are you still going to do them, or are you running out
No,
of
I'm going to
time?
do
Or
them. No, we've in a way we've committed ourselves to each other to do them.
hmm.
Uh, we still have our bigger goal at the end of the picture, and this is part of that.
Yep.
And so it's just that some of my, and they're going to bring them even earlier. Some of my lessons are early, and they were talking to me today about bringing them even earlier, like 7 o'clock in the morning, my time.
Oh,
And
okay.
that was, they asked my permission. I said, that's fine. And then they're doing another one like mid-morning, and the one later on. So I've just got to get myself into. There isn't a routine with them at the moment at all.
Yeah.
So when I've got the time, I've just got to think about it. And sometimes I go and sit down, get a cup of coffee, and my mind goes blank. I
Yeah.
can't. I haven't got anything to say. And but I want to get back into it. You're in such a lovely environment where you get into the car. Now it's time to chat. And it's lovely. Okay,
That's the beauty about it, is you just
you got nothing else to do.
there's nothing else to do except watch what you're doing.
That's right. But it still doesn't mean necessarily that you know what to talk about.
No, not at all. I mean, I've just gone in there these days, not necessarily having planned anything. So, in fact, on the drive home tonight, I was starting to think about, oh well, what's the next topic? But I got a phone call and that was it. So,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure whether tomorrow will be more of on that topic, or start a fresh topic. But I guess that's just the way it works, doesn't it? You just don't overthink it.
It does. Like today, the Get Set Up said to me, they want to put my whole suggestion to them of my health journey on the back burner. Okay,
Mm, mm,
that it can be too controversial. Uh, they don't know what I'm going to say, but anything alternative, means what it means, alternative,
mm,
and it could be controversial to the people who mainstream, and which are most of them are mainstream. Okay, so
mm.
if I was doing something mainstream, then that wouldn't be a problem. So they've asked me rather please to come up with ideas that
Didn't you
don't.
say that there was some other guy doing it?
Yeah, but he's mainstream. You see, uh, he's doing the. First of all, he's a doctor,
Oh,
and
okay.
that makes a difference. But he's also still doing alternative treatments, but they're not alternative treatments. Okay, it's like instead of taking this tablet, take this tablet.
Oh, okay.
you know,
Right.
um, so yeah. So, but I think it's the universe talking to me,
Mm,
and I now need to say, well, my first thing fallback would always be like business, joy of business. Uh, and I suggested that to them, and they said that's fine. Come up with a sort of a profile of what it's all about, or a bio of what it's about. And so I haven't done that yet. I'll do that. But I think that's also old hat in a way. I don't know. I might get into it and see. Otherwise, I must just think and allow. Well, maybe not think. Maybe be still and just.
My suggestion is if you're going to do business, try and do put a context around it, like maybe turning your hobby into a business or something like that. So.
Yeah.
Because the people in the sort of demographic who are the main target invariably do have hobbies, whether it's making cards or painting or whatever. So
Let's see what comes up. Thanks for that suggestion. We'll just see. As I'm not in a rush because tomorrow I do the first one on LinkedIn, showing people how to use LinkedIn, and those come quite easily, and they're quite pleasant to do because people in the class always ask questions, and so you interact, and me, I always ask all of them why. Why do you want to learn to use Zoom? Okay, what are your reasons? And so I thought another thing that I could do as a thing, because the classes repeat themselves. Okay, so if I get a topic like the top 10 social media apps, okay, the benefits of each one or something like that. And because I use them. I mean, as the times are changing now, as Facebook is getting less popular, Twitter less popular, and YouTube less popular, then new platforms coming up. As they come up, I subscribe to them to try and understand and use them to see what happens. So, I think I mentioned some of them to you last time. So, yeah.
No, I think you're definitely on the right path.
Yeah, because I enjoy when I finish the class, I'm happier than when I started the class.
Yeah.
So that works for me, and it's the same when I chat to you. I'm a lot happier when we finish chatting than before we started. So that's something I enjoy.
No, that's good. That's good. So
Yeah, I think for me to talk spiritual, which of course goes back for me for a long, long time. I'm not sure. I'm talking about our 5-minute videos. I thinking that because obviously I have a lot to say with that, but I don't know. I think it fits with you. I think it's the right thing for you. But somehow I don't think it's the right thing for me.
Oh well, I mean, listen to that intuition. I mean, there's other powerful topics there for you to talk about.
Yeah. Over lunch now, Sue suggested, why don't I talk about microgreening, for your health and so on. In other words, just doing microgreens. Now, I enjoy doing microgreens. I stopped doing microgreens because I can't make small enough amounts that Sue will eat. So I'll end up throwing just about all of it away eventually. Because she's not a great greens person.
So do you sort of have to harvest it and eat it all at the same time, sort of thing, do you? Or?
No, well, no, you can plant it. You can stagnate the planting. That doesn't mean she's really going to eat it. So last year, I basically landed up eating 90% of it, and then then you get tired of it eventually because you plant you can virtually microgreen any vegetable seed, and but then just the mere fact that you eat in microgreens, it gets a bit boring in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
No, but I'm sure there's plenty of topics there, even if it's like, about the writing and stuff like that,
About what?
About the writing, about how to do ebooks and how to
Yeah.
write a blog and those sort of things. I think they'd be sort of pretty comfortable with that sort of stuff.
There was a guy now in Sydney, that the other guy, the guy Ross, he's doing a course on autobiography. So he's actually taking people each week, once a week. Then they've got to go home for the week and continue writing, and then bring it back, like a classroom. Not my scene by any means, but an interesting concept.
Yeah.
And,
so how long does that session go for? Like, does it go over like 6 weeks or something?
Well,
like that?
it depends on the guide. If you've created it, you tell GetSetUp how long it's going to be. Okay. And I went and joined his lesson because obviously the time is now much closer than the American one. And he had 2 participants that were, I think, in their second lesson, their second week. But I think he has a teacher background, so it's very much a teacher thing, and I don't have the makeup of a teacher in that sense. Trainer, yes. The teacher, where you listen to somebody's autobiography and then correct it.
Yeah, that's a bit different, isn't it? So
yeah.
Anything when you start critiquing other people's work is always, So I've got a dragonfly flying around in here.
Say again.
I've got a dragonfly flying around in here.
I've got a fly flying around as well. Dragonflies are a bit bigger.
Not sure what that's about, but anyway, there you go.
And do you want to catch it and put it out, or do you want to put it out of its misery?
No, I'll just leave it. It'll be fine.
Okay.
So I've just sent you a link just in the chat there of the video I did today too. So it's only just gone up. So.
Okay, yeah, thanks. I'll check it out.
But I have to confess, I really enjoy doing the videos in the car. I've started to experiment with the where I put the camera.
I see that. I see you put it in the front now, on the windscreen somewhere.
Yeah.
It's interesting that to get you the first time you did it, the first video, it sort of like unsettled me because you could see straight up above the camera into the sky.
Yeah, I know, it's got a wide angle, hasn't it?
And but then I thought, it makes sense because although I must tell you, you look at the camera less than when it was in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
You used to turn and look at the thing.
Well, that was mainly because I was checking on it.
Could be, yeah. You don't seem to make as much eye contact as you do there. I guess you could stare at the camera all the time and still see the road clearly.
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah. Although I must confess, I try not to look at the camera too much, but anyway.
Yeah.
But I'll keep on experimenting. I'll move it around, because the thing about those little cameras, you can sort of stand so close to them because they've got that sort of wide angle lens on it.
Yeah.
You can literally have it like, right beside your face and it still looks okay, So,
yeah. What do you use now, your computer now, the picture I'm seeing?
Sorry? Oh, the camera I'm using here, it's just a little webcam I've got sitting on top of the screen.
Okay, because I want to get a webcam for Sue. Yours seems to be quite a good picture. What brand is it? Logitech?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't know which model.
Don't know.
Mine, I'm using the Logitech right now, and
It's just the shape of a, like, about the size of a golf ball, just a, you know, a little
mine
sphere.
is rectangular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, mine's an old one. It's a C270 model, which I think I bought about 10 years ago.
They're pretty cost effective now, aren't they? All that, the price of all that stuff has come right down. You know.
Yeah.
Think how cheap you could buy it if you bought it on Amazon.
Yeah. They want to buy on Amazon. We're trying to get our money back. We sent a present to my grandchild in the Netherlands, and we went to the Amazon Netherlands branch. Okay. It was never delivered, and we can't track it. They say, you know, you can start tracking it once it's been delivered. It's left us, but it hasn't left. So we said, well, we want our money back. You know, they have no facility to do that. We have no way of contacting. So
it's funny you say that, because I was just looking there this evening. I joined Audible because it's sort of easy more than anything.
What is it?
It's called Audible, which is basically you can download audiobooks.
Oh, all right, audiobook. Yeah.
Yeah. So once I do my video in the car, then rather than listen to the radio, I just put on an audio book and, you know, just listen to, you know, a book of my choosing.
Right.
And I noticed there tonight when I was looking at my bank account that they're charging me the Australian subscription, but they're also charging me an American subscription at the same time. So I don't know. You know, so
oh. Yeah, it's you've got to have your eyes open now when you're spending money online.
Oh, and I have no doubt that if I cancel one of them, they'll probably cancel both of them. So you know, it's just ridiculous. But anyway.
And who's it through, or is that the company name? Audiobook.
No, it's owned by Amazon. Yeah.
Who is it?
But as I say, you don't really have. I mean, there are other choices, but for the sort of books that I like, you can't really get them on some of the other choices, you know. So.
So then we just support the consumeristic society, and we support that just because we don't like what's on the other one, you know.
Well, the other option is I could listen to the radio, but that depresses me.
You get audiobooks elsewhere other than Amazon.
Well, maybe I'll just cancel it anyway.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, look what's in your trolley before what you're doing. Are you speaking one thing and practicing another thing?
Yeah. They make it difficult, but that's okay. You know. But we'll get there. So you're still enjoying doing what you're doing?
You mean these classes?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like wake up nervous about, you know, particularly if it's a first time class. I wake up nervous about whether I'm able to or not. And then when the hour passes, and I'm very happy. So I enjoy it, and every class is different, even if the subject is the same, because you know you interact and you encourage the attendees to talk, and all of them are American at the moment. I haven't had one Australian. I don't think.
And are they paying you now?
Well, theoretically, yes. Okay. Right from the beginning, right from when I did my first ones late December. In fact, I brought the subject up today when I was said, you know, when am I going to get paid? You know, I thought it was 2 weeks. And so the support person says, yeah, I should have been. So she's going to go back to India, where her support person is, but the company is actually in America.
Okay.
And I've opened myself a TransferWise account. Something I researched, your memory might go back, because I researched it for my daughter, Laura, in the Netherlands, and she wanted to sort of cut ties with South Africa's banking and so on, and said, I want to start a whole new business, which she's done, called Mirror Mirror, and so she wants to, wanted to know what. And so I researched and came up with this TransferWise, and so I've actually opened an account in America, TransferWise. Okay. And then you can transfer it anywhere at a pittance compared to what you do with the banks.
Okay.
So anyway, I haven't done the first transfer yet. I haven't been paid yet. So we'll see when that all happens. Yeah. I know you. Have you had second thoughts about it?
I'm still interested in it. Yeah. But I've just been taking my time just to sort of work my way through all the links that she sent me, and and she's asked for a whole bunch of stuff to be prepared, like bios and all sorts of stuff. So I'm just sort of going through it methodically, and just working out realistically that whatever I say I can do, I actually do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, they'll with whatever the first class is. Like Sue had her first class today.
Oh, okay.
And she had prepared it, and then Stacey was in the class, and Sue did the presentation, and I also went in, so it was Stacey and myself, and then then Stacey offered some suggestions, and ideas came out of it, and it was a positive interaction between Sue and Stacey. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. And did Sue enjoy it?
Yeah, loved it to bits. Loved it to bits. Okay. She's doing like hard. I think I can't remember exactly the title, but it's what to do with your grandchildren when they're bored.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Yeah.
So a whole lot of things that you collect, and you get them to go on treasure hunts and sorting and building and little things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
She's not short of ideas. She's very good. Very good. She's a natural.
Yeah.
I mean, she does it. Yeah. With the Chinese, a lot of her lessons with the teachers are free talk. So anything goes that the learner wants to hear about it. So she's doing, talking to a camera. Yeah.
And is the Chinese stuff still going, or is that all scaled? Yeah.
No, it's still going. It's they clearly putting pressure on the European teachers. They want Indonesian teachers, and but she's very, very popular over the 3 years she's been doing it, and so she's got a following. I mean, some people have done over 300 lessons with her.
Oh wow! Yeah.
And you consider that a child who's maybe 7 when he started or something is now 10 or 11 years old and is still with her. Yeah, the canary. I mean the budgie.
Oh, you got a bird there, have you? Okay.
Yeah, no, I haven't got a bird yet. Our neighbour's gone on holiday for 2 days. We're looking after the dogs and the bird.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw on the news there the other day that they were saying that fire out near you was deliberately lit.
Oh, is that confirmed now? I know there was suspicion that it was. Remember, I don't watch the news, so what did they say?
Oh, it wasn't. It was just literally a paragraph just saying that
it was
deliberately lit, and I think, did a house burn down or something, or a property burned down?
There was one property. It was mostly in the wilds, but there was one property that was burnt down. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know why people do that. I really don't. But anyway.
Yeah, I guess there's a name for them, isn't there? People that go around lighting fires.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd have to sort of. I just don't understand it. I just can't see how they possibly derive enjoyment out of seeing other people suffer like that. But anyway.
Yeah, is it what other people suffer, or is it the burning and the fire? That there's, fire can be very creative, but it also it symbolizes the demon and hell, and burning in hell and so on. And so people who are devilish inside themselves, it's it could be, it's difficult. I know. Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
But, yeah.
And have you been getting any more clients for your writing, for your ebooks and that?
Not one, not a single one, not even an inquiry, and I haven't changed anything. Okay,
Mm.
changed nothing, and I want to. I'm not going to change anything anyway at the moment. I want to see, if I can get to a point where Stacey was saying that I should be, certainly next month, at least 2 lessons a day. Okay. Then, I really don't want any other work. And then moving within whatever period of time to a maximum of 4 a day. Okay. And, you could start one at 7, another one at 10, another one at 1, another one at 4. Lots of gap in between. You see, each one's an hour. You don't want to go from one starting at 7 and one then starting at 8.
No.
But certainly, you can also now, I've been told that you can start also on the half hour. So, one could go from 7 to 8 and then start again at 8:30. Because they're not draining. Okay, none of them are draining.
Yeah.
I've had more energy at the end of so it's really energy generating for me. I think it would be for Sue as well, but I don't know if it's for everybody, if it's like that or not. Some people do it just for a hobby, whereas I could make a career because I like it so much.
And do the participants rate you or anything, or is it there's no feedback? Or
say again?
The participants, do they give you feedback?
Yeah, they give the feedback to get set up, and then you can go into your office or your dashboard and see the feedback. Okay. They do a sort of, most things, sort of a squares 1 to 5. Like Zoom does, I think, or Skype or something does when you finish a meeting. And so, you see what people have clicked on that. And then if they want to, they can put in a comment as well. Okay. And probably 3/4 of them do put in a comment.
Okay.
And so, there is feedback. And then there's a recording that stays up on Zoom for 1 week and then it disappears. Now, the attendees could ask for a copy of the recording, and I can also get it if I wanted to. But it's a bit boring listening to yourself say the same things. But it certainly gives you an idea of what other people are seeing. Okay, so you can have a look and see that. And, So I enjoy it, and I think the ebooks was part of 2020. I think it's probably been killed by coronavirus, and I think this is emerging, until such time as you and I decide that something we can do together.
Mm.
Then
Absolutely.
we have
Mm.
how it's going to manifest. So maybe I've got to learn a little bit more about what I'm doing, because maybe that's the way we communicate. We were talking about through a magazine. Maybe it's not a magazine. Okay, maybe it's a platform like this. Okay,
Yeah.
could well be. And then we're very specific about what we do. Get set up. Basically, you can do anything. Unless it's going to be controversial or maybe controversial, you can do anything. Okay.
Yeah.
So because you want to teach elderly people something that they want to learn.
And is there much involved in the approval process, like to get a topic approved?
No, there's virtually no issue. They basically discuss it once in a meeting, and that meeting at the moment is once a week. Okay. Actually, it is now once a week. Before that, it was once every ad hoc. It was more ad hoc. Okay. Now they formalized it to once a week for the support people and the head office. Let's call it that. They don't call it head office, but whatever they call it. They call it by the person's name. And
a person's name.
Yeah. So the support here. There's Stacy and there's Gabby. And then they have a meeting with Deval in India. Okay. And then Deval, if need be or whatever, has a meeting with what's his name? I don't know, something like Neil or Nielsen or Nissen or something. Sue and I were trying to decide what nationality he was. Not sure. I think we came up possibly Ukrainian, but that was just a guess.
Yeah.
And so it works with people and names. It's very personal. Okay. Everything is very personal. I'm chatting on email to Judy in America, who is the director of production, I think she calls herself, in the company. And she creates slides on different topics and puts them out to, hopefully a guide will take them and create a class out of them. Okay, so so if something needs updating, if Facebook suddenly changes a whole lot of things and the slides are out of date, that she'll make some more slides. But she also leaves it up to the individual to decide how to interpret it. She produces an agenda and makes some points, and that's all.
Yeah. And what about like the new platforms like Telegram and Signal and those? Have they started to do anything in that space? Or?
I'm keen on putting those forward because I'm using Telegram now. It's quite interesting because I'm following Trump on Telegram.
Yeah.
And I'm experimenting with a couple of other news bulletins. Haven't been altogether very happy with them.
I see Isha, like Sadhguru, they've swapped over to it as well. So they're dropping off WhatsApp and they're moving over to Telegram as well.
Are they? Okay.
And it was ironic because I saw on that Alatra forum that they want to get in contact with him and interview him.
Okay. Who is this? Is this Sakura?
Yeah. So Alatra, as part of their creative society thing, want to interview him, as in one of their programs or something.
Fantastic. So. I'm so pleased about that.
Yeah, well, it seems to be a bit of convergence happening, doesn't it? So,
yeah. And it shows that Alatra are not so single-minded.
Well, that's right. I mean, I was actually quite pleased to sort of see them even raise the subject because, my experience with Alatra had been that it was their way or no way. So.
Yeah. I've actually used those words before.
Yeah.
And I'm the same. Although I'm getting, I hadn't listened to an Alatra video now for, I guess, months. Okay.
Yeah.
I get notices, and I read the headline or something.
They're still fairly prolific. They still seem to release a lot of videos. But,
Yeah, but there are. I noticed there are some shorter ones coming out. I'm not sure if somebody is summarizing in his own words or not. I haven't got to click on those, but they're
Yeah.
sort of like 20 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And
Well, time has always been my enemy with a lot of those Elantra videos because, you know,
myself,
when they go for like 2.5 hours, it's just like, where am I going to find that, you know? So,
absolutely. Also, you know, you in the hindsight, when you've watched for 2.5 hours, you know that you can summarize it in like 30
yeah.
minutes. You
Yeah.
know? And that's what frustrates me, is that it's not, doesn't have to be drawn out. You know, I did. I think I told you some time ago when I listened to that long one, and I just copied the entire script from YouTube and put it down, and I ran through it, and I just highlighted the points, and really it came down to one page of typing. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe someone was sort of thinking that more is better or something. I don't know, you know? So,
I don't know what it is. It's about the way Mikulovic digresses. You know, he gets asked a question, and he may first digress and then come, or he answers it and then digresses, and that's what I don't. Maybe I need to have the patience. You know, maybe I've got to put time aside. But for me, it's you know, there's a lot to do around, you know, the house, gardening, and cleaning, and making
yeah.
food.
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, there's a another forum. Well, it's not so much a forum, but there's another program that I listen to, and I normally set aside about an hour and a half on a Sunday morning
Yeah.
to watch it, and it goes for normally between an hour and an hour and 20 minutes. And for me, that's like for an in-depth discussion, like that's about my limit. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
anything beyond that, and I just start to drift and get distracted. And
Yeah, especially if it's you know, of a spiritual nature or something like that. I find
yeah,
it is. I mean, I can watch a Star Trek video, you know, non-stop all night.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know.
But that's a bit different than watching, you know, two or three people sitting at a table talking. You know, like I mean,
That's right.
you know, so
No. You know, I love watching how they imagine the technology. You know, they walk in on the starship, and the bridge calls them. Okay, you know,
yeah,
you don't walk back to the bridge anymore. You just hit the button, and you
yeah,
dematerialize,
materialized.
and you material.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love that. You know,
yeah, yeah,
and it makes sense. It can be done. Why not? Epigenetics. Just I
yeah.
don't know. That must be a new university thing, epigenetic science technology or something. I don't know how you can move from here to there in no time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure it's all possible, you know.
it
So
is possible. Of course, it's possible. You know, I absolutely agree with you.
yeah,
And it's just that I don't know how far we've gotten, haven't got, because there's, you know, the Americans and all the things they hide. We don't know what technology they have been given and are capable of.
no,
There've been some whistleblowers a long time ago that sure made all this look like sure
yeah,
child's play, you know.
yeah,
But I don't know. We'll find out now.
yeah.
I love the way Trump is handling this whole transition. Have you got any concept, any idea of what might be happening in the next 24 hours?
Got no clue whatsoever. But whatever it's going to be pretty big, I think.
Well, I listened to something. I don't know. Does it interest you? You want to chat about it?
Yeah,
Or,
sure. No, I'm happy to talk about it.
yeah, you don't have to please me. I would chat all day about American
No, go
politics.
on. No, I'll be interested in your views. Yeah.
Um, well,
Sorry, I've just dropped something.
they're starting their Wednesday now.
Yeah.
And
So is the inauguration is what, tomorrow our time, is it?
it's
Today's the 20th
only
here.
12 hours difference, okay, roughly.
Yeah.
So it's actually today because they've also hit Wednesday, okay. But I don't know. It's really, really worth watching or listening to. He gave his transition speech, okay.
Yeah.
And I listened to the whole speech. It wasn't that long. I don't know how long it was. I didn't time it. But call it 20 minutes to half an hour. Okay. And he spoke. And I listened to him. And I thought, I don't think if I was an American, I would be feeling so proud. There was not a negative word that came out of his mouth. Okay. There was just positive things about what had happened in the last 4 years and how America, and all the things America and American people, the terms he used, have done. He didn't say, I've done. Sometimes he had to, but other times it was, truly people would listen to that and feel really proudly American. Okay. And then I listened to his wife also give her farewell speech. And that was totally different. I'm not sure what nationality she is.
I think she's like Ukrainian or something like that, isn't she?
I think she's Ukrainian too, yeah. I think you're right. That's in the back of my mind.
Because I think his first wife, she was Russian, I think, as well, wasn't she?
I can't recall. But yeah, then she gave her talk by herself, okay, not with him or anything, not even in the same environment or the same room.
Yeah.
And that was beautiful, okay, as a wife, as a female talking about children and things like that. So they also absolutely positive, but alluding to the children that now need more care than before, not saying why or anything, but I clearly, and I guess a lot of people were understanding what she was saying. For the child trafficking and child torturing that's been taking place for 50 years or more. But anyway, so these two speeches come up today when I woke up, and thought, okay, now that is. Sue's convinced them that Biden's going to get in and I said, no, I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so. My thoughts on this, and this is, when I say my thoughts, they're certainly not original. I've been listening to bits and pieces about other people's opinions and so forth. So, I think that what's going to happen is that Trump is going to very graciously, like he did now, leave office. Okay, I think that was his farewell speech. He was saying goodbye, and he never mentioned Biden or any of those people, or even the word Democrats. Okay, what he said was he wishes the new regime, or I'm not sure if that was the word he used, but a similar word, all the power and speed to continue building what the last 4 years have built, okay, things like that. So I listened to all this and I think, okay, I think he's now departing very graciously. So everybody in America sees him leaving the West. He's given his speech, goodbye, and he goes. And he disappears.
Oh, okay.
Instead of an inauguration of Biden, I think the military are going to step in. I think the generals of the Army, Navy, and Air Force, the top generals of each one, are going to run the White House. I think they're going to come in. They've put already, for days now, they've stuffed every large city with troops out in the open, in the streets. And the common press have been saying that the Democrats have called these people, the army, in to protect because Trump's people are going to be on the rampage and so on. Okay, and that's not true. Okay, they didn't call them in. They didn't have the power. You don't have the power to call in the army if you are the opposition. Okay,
No, that's true.
only
Yeah.
the president has that power. Okay,
Yeah.
and the army generals themselves. Okay,
Mm.
so they've been called in as part of the plan, and so they're there in all the countries. I then think you're going to see CNN and all the main media. They're either going to be, I don't know, either be given an option to toe the line 100% and to broadcast everything that the generals tell them to broadcast, or there is a law in America in the Constitution that allows the people in power to cut off all communications. Okay.
Yep.
And then they can broadcast themselves on those channels, okay, or on their own channel. And I think that's what's going to happen. And I think they're going to repeat and repeat what has happened, that this isn't a coup, this isn't a thing, this is protecting Americans from a stolen election, and the court cases need to be taken through. They've got the proof. And then they'll probably keep replaying Trump's farewell speech because it is so good. Okay.
Yeah.
And they'll say, you know, they just when there's no general talking about what's going on, they will put Trump there, and they'll keep on keeping people. I think, I don't know for how long. I don't know whether we're talking days or months. Okay.
It's hard to sort of imagine, isn't it, in one sense, because you know, it can't, I mean, yes, it will have some sort of disruption, but it can't be so disruptive that it turns into turmoil or anything like that. It has to be quite controlled, doesn't it? You know, so.
Yes, it does. And I think the first part was Trump's speech. Okay.
Yeah.
Very controlled. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing inciting violence or anything. In fact, he called on, during his speech, he called on the American people to be peaceful. Okay. And to respect the new regime. Okay?
Yeah.
And he told his supporters to please stay indoors, don't come onto the street with violence. Okay?
Yeah.
And so he's done that many times now in the last week. He's put that message across. So, but that's just my speculation, listening to, you know, what people have to say. And to me, it makes the most sense, because if you put Biden in before today is out, then, you know, he's got to be taken out again. Okay. Through court cases and things like that. And
well, he's not a young man either, you know, so it's not within the realms of possibility that he might mysteriously succumb to some illness or something either, is there? You know, so.
Well, most of the time in the last week, nobody's known where he is. Okay, he disappeared. Now, whether he's in prison, whether he's hiding in a dungeon somewhere, we actually don't know.
Because he doesn't have access to the White House at this point, does he?
Sorry?
He doesn't have access to the White House, I don't think, at this point, does he?
No, he doesn't. No, absolutely not. No, the White House has been, you know, totally surrounded by fences they put up, and the military all around. So, I mean, he cancelled his practice inauguration, according to the press. I don't know who cancelled it, but they said he cancelled it. And then also on Monday night, they were supposed to have another practice, and that didn't take place either. So it's imminent now. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, certainly in the next 24 hours. Okay, probably by the time this time tomorrow, we'll be far wiser, and it'll be interesting to see what the local press here have to say about it. Okay, because they're so anti-Trump, like the CNN and World News and BBC and all the others. You know, they're just part of the same.
Well, it's the same people, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So we'll see. We will see what happens. And certainly, as you were saying earlier, that the new platforms now are just being absolutely stormed with new people. Okay.
Yeah.
You just can't believe it. I mean, Telegram, it's got over 200,000 people in next to no time. Okay. And Signal, I can't find any statistics with Signal, but it's also growing. Okay. And then there's the opposite, the BitChute instead of YouTube. I'm finding that one, the whole systems are not that great, but I guess they've also they've been inundated with numbers and they haven't been able to cope.
So what's that one called?
BitChute.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one, and then the other one is something live now. Let me just see if I can find it on my cell phone. I can't remember. Oh, DLive. DLive is the other one, but that's for live broadcast. Okay?
Yeah.
And so yeah, the DLive is the other one. BitChute the other one.
Oh, well, it'll be interesting to see what we wake up to anyway.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. I'll be checking even to see before I go to bed what I go to bed with. I've got preparation for my LinkedIn, my first LinkedIn class for tomorrow.
Okay, and what time's that?
Let me have a look at my diary. I've got 2 classes tomorrow, one at 9 o'clock and one at 12 o'clock our time.
Okay.
So 12 o'clock your time is the first one. Now you're 2 hours later, so it's 11 o'clock your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I've got 12 o'clock, that's Facebook one. But the LinkedIn one is 9 o'clock first time.
And do you know in advance as to how many students you're going to have, or is it just a matter of see who comes along?
Well, it's both, because people book, they can book well in advance. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, this has only been up for about 2 days. Okay, because I told them I was ready to do it, and then put me on. So it's only been up 2 days, and then people then register through the website, and then and it's a free. All mine have been free to the public. Okay. For now, for free as in they don't pay anything. I get paid, but they don't pay anything. And so that will come up on the website, and people would link. Then people can come in, at the last minute, but they still got to go through the process of registering in order to get the link. Okay. So they can't just arrive not having gone through the system.
Yeah, because I remember that other link that you sent me. I tried to get in, but it sort of said, "Oh no, it's booked out." So maybe they do have like a cut-off time, something like that. So
yeah, maybe for booking or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, and some things only stay up, especially recordings. As I say, they just stay up for a short period of time. Now, I think the link I sent you was about the owner and talking to everybody. And that you might have been blocked from. There might have been some sort of AI that's only allowing members of get set up or something like that. Could be.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh well, interesting times. So, well, it's probably a good time to finish there, I guess, is it? So
yeah.
Well, we'll see how your predictions unfold. I personally think that you're probably pretty accurate, but anyway.
Let's wait and see. I don't profess to be accurate or not. I like, because I've been following this for really since 2017, because I really, right from the beginning, thought this is the man. He's not a politician. He's not part of the politician families. There's no ways he can be a black hat, because they would never have put a black hat would never have put him into power. They would have put one of their own in, like they always do. So I've been watching all the conspiracy theories and ideas, and then slowly, somebody who owns an island and traffics children and tortures children for, suddenly gets put in jail and then he dies, and you think, okay. I wonder if he's really dead, or whether a body was put in there and he was taken out and put somewhere in a dungeon to stand trial in public, or to get information out of him about who he's complicit with. Okay.
So, like with the royal family, the way Harry is sort of, well, in effect, been kicked out of it. Do you reckon that he's, is he a white hat, or is he?
He's a white hat.
Yeah.
He's a white hat. The Queen and her husband and Charles are black hats.
Yeah.
You probably picked that up in one of my videos too. Actually, the last one, I think.
Yeah, I think you did mention the royal family.
I said the Pope, and I said Obama and the Queen. I was so hot that day, and I was feeling agitated.
Yeah.
Normally, I wouldn't really. I try and avoid naming names, but I did. Yeah. But anyway, nobody listens to it anyway, so it's fine. And the AI might pick it up. Yeah.
You never know. Anyway. Right, then. Well, it's good talking, and talk to you on the weekend.
Okay, that'll be great.
Okay then.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Okay, bye now.